Imagine a spiritual pathway that addresses your physical health, emotional frequency, mental clarity, and spiritual well-being, all in perfect harmony. This isn't just an ideal. It's the comprehensive nature of the Goddess Emergence show with Dr. Brie Gibbs, a spiritual leader, healer, and trance medium who, alongside of Goddess Bell, the creator, and other masters, will share information never before released on the planet to help guide and evolve humanity, and along the way, heal the four dimensions of body, emotions, mind, and spirituality. This show is about true spirituality, offering a new earth narrative and effective path to well-being as it accelerates the journey of our spiritual evolution to keep pace in this rapidly changing world. Get ready to emerge the goddess within each of us, both the feminine and the masculine. If you have any questions about yourself that you have no answers to, this is the show for you. Let's emerge together and emerge better. Now here is your host, Dr. Brie Gibbs.
Welcome, everyone. Today's a very special show. I'm going to be talking on information that I first able to release, and that's of the Goddess Numerology in a different way than we've ever heard. Let me first start off with the goddess of creation, the first goddess that was created. Who was she? And why was she created? She's the mother of all. She was created to bring all beings forward. So all goddess energy is in masculine, feminine, in every child that is born, every being that is born of the light. And maybe not a light, you never know. Because here's the thing, why I say that is because some people, when they're born, after they're born in the environment they're in, may not be following the creator, may not be following different things, but eventually some turn around and they are following themselves. The energy is in them no matter what. That's my belief, at least. So when she was created, there's an enormous responsibility that she had was to teach the five sisters that came next: Pele, Mariah, Isis, Gaia, Kuan Yin, and teach them how to use these numbers. But there's a twist here. When the five sisters came up with their numbers, 1 through 9, and that's all they go through, they came up with 1, new beginnings; 2, balance; 3, truth, trust, and passion; 4, the four body system that we heal by; 5, love; 6, mastery; 7, transition; 8, evolving; 9, completion. Why do you think these numbers were done that way? But then there's another twist here. It had to go in front of the creator and the highest council to be approved. So could you imagine how long it took to get these numbers exactly how everyone would agree? So first of all, I want to bring Theresa on and say hi, Theresa. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you. Very interested in what you have to say today.
This is really fun because I had to get permission to bring out the first goddess of creation that is unknown to anybody. We are not allowed to give out her name whatsoever. Can you imagine the responsibility she had for all these centuries? It's not just, lifetimes and lifetimes of watching over everyone. And then, be a part of all this. All right, let's get to number 1, new beginnings. New beginnings can happen any day. It's a number 1. So it could be the date number 1. It could be the time at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the morning. It all could be a new beginning. Why do you think that could happen? When you think about it, why was that number so important? Because we all face challenges, and guess what? We all have to start over every day. So let's say you're having a day that has some little chaos in it. How are you going to look at the numbers and use them? And I went through them quickly because I honestly, and now I don't have enough time to explain all of them, but they'll be available on the website. Here's the thing. Every day can be a new beginning, like I said. And when you look at everything and say, I know what I need to do today. and a problem steps in, and you go, wait a minute, I had my whole day planned out. And this happens now. Let's just say I was just sitting working in my office all day and I have an emergency with one of my puppies. I go, oh gosh, what am I going to do now? How am I going to use these numbers? How can we all use the numbers for every day? All 9 of them. So the first thing you want to look at is, one, get your dog to the vet, let's say. And then you get home and you go, okay, why did this affect me so badly? And why did this day change? You want to go to number 4, which is the 4-body system, the physical, the emotional, mental, and spiritual. You want to slow your spirit, your physical down. You want to go to 2, the balance. 3, you want to look at all these different things that are happening. And 4, you want to find out how can you get yourself back into a state of calmness. So number 5, the love number. You want to give yourself enough appreciation and love for yourself to get yourself back into balance, which would be the 2 number. Now, Trisha, get where I'm going with all this?
I do.
Okay. All right. So these special numbers were created to help guide us. And what I mean by that is by helping us live each day. There's days that I thought I couldn't make it. And if it wasn't for the numbers, I wouldn't have made it. Emotionally, right? So, and why were so if you look at these numbers and you say, okay, I've had an emotional day today, I'm going to clean this mess up. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow with that. Take the Goddess number you need. 1 through 9, whichever one. Now, you can't do completion first. Why do you think that is, Theresa?
Well, you need to go through the whole process of balancing yourself, then looking at your, whole body system and if you can, get your emotions under control as well. That's very key.
Right. And that's in the 4-body system. So
Right.
that's number 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the emotional and the mental part of your body. To be able to slow down and look enough and say, okay, I can change this now. All right. So then we got, let's see. Does every human being and all planet being have the Goddess light? Well, let me tell you, yes, it's all in them. And why is that? The mother of creation, the very first goddess that was created. All right, there we go on that one. The goddess numerology between the Lemurian goddesses and the goddess energy is almost exactly the same except for number 1, where the chancellor decides to change that into that number. And that number, I don't bring out the name of that number because it's not something that I'm not comfortable to bring out right now. That's the only difference. And that's one thing I want to let people know. So as we talk about these numbers today, know that the goddess light is in every single person. That's one thing I cannot stress enough. I think if you look at yourself and you go, but I'm all masculine. Yeah, you are. But here's another twist in this whole thing. The creator says goddess bless. Think about that one. Why would the creator say goddess bless? And why would other masters say goddess bless? Because they were all created by the creator. Now, there's another sentence that the creator uses on his own blessings that I will not give out. But everyone has a goddess energy. So Master Jesus, Merlin, Buddha, we all have it inside of us. So that light, that spark, that fire that we have in us as divine beings, we have it. So accept it, everyone. Men, divine masculine, you're sitting there with it just as much as I am, and Teresa says, and everybody else. All right, let's get to some stuff. Teresa, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So The one thing I want to talk about is Gaia first, Mother Earth. Her love and compassion and protection for this earth. Why do you think she was actually one of the goddesses that were created to help this earth?
Tell us,
Well, somebody had to take that role, right?
right?
Okay, Pele, the volcano goddess. That's very compassionate, but yet no nonsense, right?
Mm.
And where is she? She's over in Hawaii. That's her area. Then we have Goddess Kuan Yin, Lady of Compassion, and she's in the Asian area, but she's feisty, very feisty. And we have Mariah, Goddess of the West, her compassion for and love for many, but yet very feisty also. Isis, Goddess of Magic and protection of children and other things. She's a no nonsense goddess also. And you think about all the goddesses that are here that are sitting working with all of us right now is they're compassionate, they're love, and they will do anything for anyone as long as you stay in the light as much as you can. And we all get off our path sometimes. Something can throw us so far that we go, okay, this is it. I've had enough. I'm done. And guess what? You call upon those goddesses and they'll be there for you no matter what. You know, um, and today is really important that these numbers are because today is a mastery day. So in the goddess numbers, you don't go over 9. So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then you start over again. So it's the 15th today. 5 and 1 is 6. Hello, Mastery Day. What a day to bring out the master's numbers now. And we're going to talk more about that. But, I'm so excited today I can release this. And we are just going to talk about that. We're going to take a break in a couple minutes. But on a Mastery Day is where I feel comfortable enough to bring out new information that is so needed right now. And blessed that I've been able to be a spokesperson for the goddesses. And knowing that I mastered something the last couple of days that was something I had to master, and I woke up today going, yes, I mastered the issues that I had to. I'm here and blessed. So we're going to take a quick break. Be right back with Tris and I and the Goddess Emergence. Welcome back, everyone. So during the break, I was talking to my producer, Sierra. Sierra, are you there?
I am here.
How about bringing up what you said? I thought that was great.
Yeah, well, you were just bringing up numerology, and I was saying how I feel like I see angel numbers all the time, especially when I'm driving.
And where do you think those angel numbers came from?
I believe it come from the gods or from, I think, just messages of what I need to hear in that moment in time.
Right. So the angel numbers actually came from the Goddess Numerology. So tell me a number you see.
I've been seeing 555 a lot lately.
Okay, so I've seen 555. You add that up, 5, what, 10, 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing mastery.
Mm.
Now, why do you think they're showing you those numbers?
I don't know.
There's something you're supposed to master.
Okay, I'm writing this
Yeah.
down.
So, let's just say you're in your 60s, right?
Me?
Yeah, I know me.
I'm in my 20s.
Oh, well, okay, but you got mastery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so during your whole 60s is all about mastery, right? So here's the thing, you're in your 20s, that's balance, but there's something you're supposed to master if you're seeing that number constantly in your 20s.
Mm.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's just say you having some kind of, I don't know, uh, noise effect that's bothering us right now while we're on the air, which we don't, but just say that, right? So you have to master that noise, right? from your type of job you do for me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, on TTN. So how would you master that? By using the numbers.
I'm trying to think.
That's what's so fun about these numbers because you can look at it and go, okay, I got to balance the sound. That's number 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, I got to make sure the video's going on, right? And 1, you got to slow your body down. So you have to use number 4 for the 4 body system, right? For your emotions.
Yeah.
See how that all works? And by the time you get done, you hit a number 6, you mastered it.
Ah.
Isn't that kind of cool?
Comes all together, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, well, thank you, Sarah. I'll bring on in a little bit. Okay, Teresa.
I
How
got a
about you?
question for you, Brie.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about numbers, and I know that people have seen this a lot, but a lot of times let's say you're looking on your phone. I just want to see what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
11:11.
Well, that's number 3.
11:11. Yeah.
And that is truth, trust, and passion. So why would that keep showing up for you then?
Well, I think 11:11 is not a 4.
Oh, 11:11. I thought you meant
11, I'm sorry,
111.
11:11. I was looking at the time. Yeah. No, I think it's balance of your 4 body system, right?
Right.
I think when we see a lot of numbers, no matter what the format is, there's always like a message or an awareness there for all of us
Right.
throughout the day. It's when you start thinking and working with numbers, it's very exciting. It's very inspiring because
Mm-hmm.
it gives you so many clues, and it's a place to help yourself when you start really thinking. And I know people will get more into it as you put a little more definition to each number.
Right.
Boy, you can learn a lot about yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So the one thing I like about 6 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
no matter it's morning at night, and you get a message,
Mm-hmm.
let's just say on your phone, somebody's calling you. It's like, that's the greatest time ever because it's a master number.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what am I going to learn now
Mm-hmm.
from whoever you may be speaking to?
Right.
And it's like, I'm going to learn this, or I'm going to learn that, and then you go, okay, now how'd they learn that? I want to learn that. So then you start using the numbers again. Let's say number 1 for a new beginning. 2, you're going to balance everything. 3, you're going to use your truth, trust, and passion. And if you use that passion inside of you
Mm-hmm.
for the truth and the trust, all of it, you're going to be able to master that one also.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
all day could be master day, every day.
and using the number system like that gives you a chance to sort of stay in the positive, no matter
Yes.
how ugly your day or you got a really bad situation going on, or you go, oh God,
Tell me about it.
there's always a way to look at it to stay, we'll call that staying in the light, right?
Right.
And find a positive outcome and to literally work yourself through the day.
Right.
Yeah.
So using numbers to stay in the light is key.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It
It's a
really
great
is.
tool set.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, the one thing I have to really say is the guys it took longer than anybody really thinks.
Mhm.
It didn't happen in a day. It took a long time to get them approved and for them to make them up and the creator and the highest council to approve them so they can, since the beginning of creation, to be able to bring all this out. So these were off-planet numbers at first,
Helping humanity evolve.
right?
Yeah.
So if they started this before we had this Earth
Mm-hmm.
or dimension, think about how long they've been around.
Yeah.
A long, long time. So if you think of Mariah, Goddess of the West, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having that information and having to use that to teach her people, and then Isis, Gaia, and Pele, all of them having to use these numbers to live every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then their reincarnations after that and after that and after that, until they were allowed to come back on the planet again and live on here to help people. So that's one thing I have to really respect about them and thanking the council and the creator for bringing this all out to light today. Because it took a long time to think about is the world ready to hear how this was created. Um, So I want to talk about the divine masculine because we're always talking about the divine feminine, and we don't give enough information to the men.
Mhm.
I'm so about the men getting the exact same information. So let's just say a man is having a really hard day and they've worked hard, or they have an emotional issue going on that they have to deal with. How do you think which number they should start with, Teresa, if they're having a really hard day right now?
Well,
Or
I
they
would,
ran into, excuse me, I want everyone to think, or they ran into a problem today and they want to get this problem solved.
I would seriously start thinking about 2 and 4, depending on the situation. About, okay, I got a hard situation. Maybe they got emotions
Mm-hmm.
either too far to the right or too far to the left. How do you bring that back into a balance so you can see the situation differently?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I would start. And it's
Right.
well, we see a lot of that, don't we?
Yeah. That's an everyday thing.
Yeah, it's an everyday thing. I would start.
So, right. So, first of all, is breathing balance.
Mhm.
You need to breathe. Take that deep breath
Mhm.
and just blow it till you can't blow anymore
Mhm.
to get that all out so you can balance yourself. And then go to number 4,
Mhm.
the 4 body system. Look at the emotional part
Mhm.
and the mental part. The spiritual part you have to worry about. That's taken care of.
Right.
But, look at that and then react.
Mhm.
How do I handle this now? And so with men, they get just as emotional as we do. They get as upset as we do. And sometimes we say, oh, that's just a man. Or that's just a woman's behavior.
Mhm.
Well, you know what? It's all of our behaviors this way.
Mhm.
So there's really no difference. So, I want them to feel supported of listening to our show. I want them to know that we're here for them no matter what. So, um, there's men that are driving trucks all day.
Mhm.
Let's just say that. And traffic is horrible. We all know that, right? And they get upset with the drivers or whatever. And they're going, wait a minute. I'm a professional driver. I'm working on this, and these cars are cutting me off, and I have to be careful because they can get sued for hurting someone, right? How do you think they should handle that one? While they're in their truck driving, Teresa. This is going to be fun on here.
For me, if I were sitting there driving doing that, boy, I would hope I would have an awareness. Doing? What am I doing? Am I like helping this situation, or am I adding to the chaos?
Right,
By engaging in this kind of thing, am I feeding this I'll call it emotional imbalance?
right,
So for me, it would always start with awareness
right.
and an opportunity to change.
True. So here's the thing is I know uh, a few men that drive truck, right? And they complain, right?
Almost all of us driving a car do that, but
Right, right. So,
yeah,
but I want to help the men right now.
right.
So they're driving, and they're seeing irresponsible motorcyclists. I have friends that ride Harleys and bikes, right? And it's like, so they worry about the drivers of the trucks and the cars, right? Okay. And a responsible person that rides a bike, motorcycle, they know what they have to do.
Mhm.
Okay. So they have to watch more than anybody. Okay. So, and then they may pull this one way and driver goes, oh, look at they pulled that way, to the right real quick. Well,
Mhm.
you don't know what they see in front of you, right?
That's right.
And you're going, so they have to we all have to think about the way that we drive. So that's where number 5,
Love.
the love number, comes in to help us all on that one. And I think if they go ahead and use number 5, love first, bring that love back inside them, keep going
Mhm.
and calm down, go back to number 4, the 4 body system, and calm down and breathe
Mhm.
along with 2, then they can hit 7, transition himself to the effect of what's going on. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah. You know, we've often said, you and I talked a lot about love being the ultimate solution to everything.
Right.
You start there, don't you?
You
Because
do.
that makes you, if you have that, then you want to do something different.
Right. So you may have to take, oh, let's just say you have some legal action you have to take, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to love yourself enough to put yourself vulnerable enough to take that legal action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing there.
Right? Same thing.
All right, we have to take a quick break. Be right back with Theresa and I and Sarah. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Sarah, you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, now the number you want to talk about?
Number 9.
Completion. Completing a task every day. That's a completion. Cleaning your kitchen is a completion. What else do you want to use it for, Sarah?
I'm trying to think. I feel like there's so many things that I need to complete each day. Like making my bed in the morning, doing my face stuff, my moisturizer, my face wash. I need to complete my morning task because I am not a morning person. There's so many things to
Right,
complete the day.
right. And that's very true. So if you start with number 9 for completion all day, the first thing you're going to do is what? Number 1 is getting out of bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 2 is, I don't know your routine. So let's just say you make your bed. Number 3 could be that's truth, test, and passion. So what are you passionate about, or your truth, or whatever you want to do for the day? You add that all in there. So every time you're in a 9, you're in a 9 completion all day. If you want to stay there, you have to go through all the numbers to stay there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So completing something every day is actually easier than you would think it can be done. So it's like I changed the my background in my office, right? I wanted to simplify it. I worked really hard. I was like, okay, we're going to move the desk. We have to do all this stuff, right? And I picture a statue back there, Kuan Yin, and a picture over there with that means a lot to me with the amethyst and amethyst over here. Why do you think I did that, Theresa? What was the difference? Why I had to change things in my office?
Well, sometimes removing that clutter allows you to organize and collect your thoughts so that you can complete things. And then you can also step back and you can see clarity in things. Sometimes when you complete certain things,
Right.
it
So,
balances out your emotions too.
right. So it's a new beginning, right? That'd be
Yeah,
number
sure.
1.
Sure.
And number 2 was balancing everything in here to make sure everything would fit right and take stuff out of here and declutter and make it where I wanted it comfortable enough with the cactuses and crystals and pictures and statues, things I like, right? That's a lot me, and I work with the crystal energy. So, and having 2 amethysts in here was like, that was the perfect thing for me. You
Mhm.
have your office simplified and how you want things for you now, right?
Right.
So when we do that, so as we're going through that, we go, that's hidden your 4 body system,
Mhm.
then the love, the mastery, the transition, evolving.
Mhm.
So you're evolved into another state. And then 9 is the completion of it all. And when I was done, I could feel the whole energy shift in this room.
Mhm.
It was like, this is the best thing I could have ever done.
Mhm.
It's like this, I'm looking around my office right now. I got Buddha way up there and where I wanted him and different things, but all of that was a spiritual moment for me. Shifting the energy is very spiritual.
Mhm.
In
And I
your
think how
home.
many times we have shifted that energy in our offices, in our houses. I mean, you and I do this like it feels like almost once a week, where you're constantly shifting energy. So talk a little more about that with people about the shifting of energy, because I
Oh,
think we do
sure.
it in ways that we're not even aware we're shifting energy.
Okay, let's start with cleaning your house.
Yeah.
Huh. When you so let's say you're sweeping, okay,
Yeah.
and you have a broom, right to left you're sweeping,
Mm-hmm.
okay. What do you think you're really doing with that energy? As you're sweeping, you're making a new path. There's one new beginning, right? So as you're shifting the energy of cleaning, getting your house all cleaned up, vacuuming, dusting, and then all of a sudden you look and you go, that picture doesn't look right there no more.
Mm-hmm.
That statue doesn't look right. That my TV, well, I can't move my TV, but my TV there, it doesn't look right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just using it for example, or I need different lamps or whatever you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shifting the energy is very important that you do that. It doesn't mean you have to go out and buy stuff. You can take what you already have from one room into another room and change it around to make it where you're happy with the energy that way. When we're doing that work in our homes or in our offices, it's very important that you think about things as you go. Let's just say, also, here's something really good. Oh, I was talking about this. All of a sudden, you have a feeling like I didn't plant cactuses in here. These were out in my dining area, right? I'm walking. I went and look at them, and I went, really? I had this feel like cactuses in my office. Okay, and I grabbed them and I put them there. I went, okay, and then I thought, okay, what else do I put there? And so I left it there for a little bit, and all of a sudden I ran across the crystal that I had in my cabinet that in my living room, and that's this big amethyst back here. I went, okay, I'll take that in there. Next thing I know, I'm grabbing the statue of Kuan Yin back there.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, the picture and another statue back here that's on the white little table here. And I'll go, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
That set everything and shifted energy from one room into another room and cleaned it all up. And so it's like a broom sweeping, vacuuming, mopping. You're shifting the energy every time you do it. People say, I like to clean, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love to clean. Do you know why? Because during the time I'm cleaning, I'm in the meditative state
Mm-hmm.
and I'm thinking. So the cellular memory, the four body system is constantly thinking and going on me. And that's with everybody, no matter what kind of job they are doing. Let's just say writers, bankers, housewives taking care of the children.
Mm-hmm.
They have to think.
Right.
So if they use the numbers on with doing energy work, even clean the house, I start with one room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's say I'm gonna start with my kitchen. Well, my laundry room is off my kitchen, right? So I can throw in a load of laundry, right? So there's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Balance myself with number two, go in the kitchen, clean the kitchen all up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get into number three, the truth, trust, and passion. I am very passionate about keeping my house clean. And the truth and the trust of it all is it needs to be done. So I'm trusting my emotions and everything to take care of the situation in the house even. So that answer everything for you?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
That's kind of cool on that one. So let's come. So I want to explain something on these numbers real quick. So if you don't go over 10. So if you, let's just say we take 1 and 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. That would be truth, trust, and passion. If you're if you're seeing a 9 and a 3, since there's no 10, you would go from 9, then 1, 2, 3, truth, trust, and passion, or whatever. But you can take your birthday, which is really fun.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say you're born on the 17th. Okay. You could take that day that you're born,
Mm-hmm.
and what's that? 8 evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can take the year you were born, add all the numbers together without using the 10 because you start over. And that can be your age number in the Mary numbers and in the goddess numbers. So my birthday is a 5. My year is a 6. I'm not going to give you the year, guys, but yeah. So it's a 6, and that's mastery. So, you think about that. How can you use those numbers like that, just if you know that you were born into a master year? Does that mean you're a master then?
You have opportunities all year long. All year long. I mean, that's the way you can look at it. You can look at it from a very holistic standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
You can break it down into each number in the course of a day. But
Right.
yeah, I look at whether you're in your 60th decade or your 7th decade, and you can go, oh, okay, I'm either in my mastery years, maybe I'm in my transition years.
Right. My funnest years was my 40s, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started, remember a whole lot of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
teaching, right? And 40s was great because it was learning things constantly and completing missions and everything I want to do. I came up with imaginary ideas on a book. I came up with teach classes that nobody's heard of, and a lot of people haven't heard some of the stuff I talk about. And so in my 40s was like the year that is this 4-body system. So I was coming up with idea after idea after idea
Mm-hmm.
and completing them.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then
What
when I
about
got
in
my
your
50s,
50s?
oh my gosh, that's a whole love year.
Mm-hmm.
The whole 50s is about love. Learn to love yourself, learn to love others no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's one thing I want to explain about that. You can show love to a person even though they have upset you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that possible?
Yes.
But what we got 2 minutes, so I want before the break, so I want to explain this. Okay, but what if you have to love yourself enough before you can take care of the situation?
Mm-hmm.
Because some things that upset us, when
Mm-hmm.
we have to put ourselves in a love state
Right.
and hold us there to be able to keep us together so we can handle the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I know I had to. And things get difficult sometimes, but you have to push yourself there where you don't just want to just in the problem. You want to take care of it so it won't happen again. So that's something that's real important. Now, do you have any other questions, Teresa?
No, that's good. No, I just think as you put yourself in a love state, it allows you to think totally differently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can take the emotion out of it and look at it. And some situations even you and I have dealt with are very, very life-threatening. And they're just they're serious, as in a lot of people have.
Right. And we're not talking like death threat and like somebody's going to come
No,
shoot us,
not that kind of
guys.
stuff. But yeah, no, we're talking that kind of stuff. But they're important because they may be very serious health considerations.
Right.
Which is typically what most of us are dealing with, whether it's towards yourself or someone else you're trying to help.
Right.
And those are very important decisions. So having a tool set help you think through that with clarity and a much better outcome.
Right. So we got 1 minute for the break, so I want to say something real quick. I know some people that are having some serious health problems, and but you know what the thing about it is there's hope. And if you trust, believe, and don't second guess, those health problems can change. We'll be right back with Teresa and I and Sarah. Welcome back, everyone. So it's our last segment of the show. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We're going to talk about a couple of things real quick here now. Looking forward to each day using these numbers. If you can't remember them, just remember 1, new beginnings every day. 2, keep yourself balanced. 3, your truth, your trust, your passion in yourself and what your journey is and what you're doing. Excuse me. Um, Number 3 is really important. Trusting yourself enough to do your life's work that you have for yourself, which you believe in yourself and you're using your passions. My passion is being who I am and teaching others this information that I get. Um, the radio show, the books I do, the things I do to help people. That's my passion. I love being a teacher. I love helping people. And this is the way I can get free information across to people. Um, and that's just who I am. She says, you're the same way.
I love helping people.
Hmm.
I do a lot of my work in the background. Is visible to those in my orbit mostly. But that's my truth, trust, and passion. It's what I've done all my life, using the skill set that I have naturally to help people and to organize things and just to do whatever I can. There's great joy in that.
Right, right. So for me, when I type up my shows, the shows that we're gonna do, right, and I get all ready and stuff, there's such a peacefulness that comes in me.
Mhm,
And it's like, yes, I can just concentrate on what I'm going to teach this week.
mhm.
Or if I'm going to have a client talk to somebody, this is what I can do now. So, that's just my passion of being a goddess. I love being a goddess and bringing this energy through. So, and looking forward to each day of using the numbers. Just look forward to them. Just know what they are. So, one thing I want to say this in the next day, I think, Sarah, next couple days, this video will be up on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay, great. So what you can do is go back and you go back and listen to the numbers because I had to rapidly go through them. If any of you are going through transitions right now with health, with financial issues, with things at home, however your life is, think about why you're going through that transition of emotions and then go back in the number 4, the 4 body system, and say, okay, I need to look at it. I need to find out why it's happening and just go from there. But stay calm, please. I know I have a little bit too much fire in me, just a little bit. And I've had to calm myself down several times in the last few months. And it's like, okay, this is what I need to do. I get people say to me, my guides especially, that's not how a goddess acts. Yeah, I got a mouth. And they will tell me, that's not how you act, and sometimes they say, oh, the guides won't tell you that. Well, you know what? Your angels and guides honestly will tell you that's not how you act if you listen to them. All right, here we go. So waking up the goddess numbers inside of your mind. How do you think that's possible? Well, here you go. Write them down. Look at them every day. And if you have to set a clock on your phone or whatever, right? And say, okay, I need to do number 2 today, balance myself. You don't have to wait for 2 o'clock. You can use the 2 to do it. And let's just say, another example. Let me think. You have an emotional issue going on. That'd be number 4, 4 body system. Look at yourself first. Make sure you're solid in your body completely before you handle the situation so you don't go off the charts. Some people go off the charts. Not mentioning names. Right here, I'm number 1 on that. Okay. And then I get emotional and then I hear from my guides, come on, knock it off, get yourself together. All right, here we go. Following these steps every day can change your lives. It's not easy. It will take work. I will tell you that right now, and discipline. But if you're willing to trust in yourself, believe, trust, and do not second guess your decisions by using these numbers or looking at yourself and believing in yourself, you can do that. So that is another thing. And what does it mean to live your life? The Creator did not want us here unhappy. We all agreed to be here. We all have a job that we agreed to do for the Creator. It doesn't matter what it is, if you're a housekeeper or whatever. Be happy for who you are and what you are, no matter what. And use the numbers again every day. So let's bring up, I want to bring up number 8 real quick, evolving. Every day we evolve, no matter what we're doing. So let's just say there's someone at home laying in bed right now, and they're watching a movie. Now, my way to escape the third dimension is watching different movies, right? Okay. And the movies I watch, you guys would be surprised. But anyway, I like vampire movies too. Anyway, but that is a way to escape the harshness around us by watching something or a funny movie or whatever, right? Sometimes we have to do that. So that's evolving ourselves, getting the chaos out of our brain and just watching that. So you're evolving by removing it out of you. Theresa, we got 3 minutes left. Is there anything you'd like to say to our audience?
I think that as you work with the numbers, what's so important, especially today, love yourself enough. Because when you start loving yourself enough, you want to do things. You want to make things better. It's so important. I think we can't hit on the love yourself enough to eat the right things and do things. And I think you wake up every day really honestly knowing your intuitive sense. Ooh, what do I want to do today? What should I do today? If you really focus on that, you probably could really hone into, sometimes they're obvious that you have to do in the course of a day, right? But maybe you have a day where you don't have any meetings or something.
Right.
And you're not going somewhere in your car. You will have that sense of what to work on.
Right.
And these numbers will really help you with that.
Right. So loving yourself enough also there's one more thing to it. Loving yourself to say no to a person.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't like hearing that, but sometimes you have to say no because you know your truth. You're following the numbers, and by saying no is not a bad thing.
Right.
So we got 1 minute left. Use these numbers, replay the YouTube, and and I'm on Spotify on demand, different places. But if you go to YouTube, on my channel there, Dr. Brie Gibbs, YouTube channel, write those numbers down, please, because they're so important. I couldn't put them in the description and everything. It was way too long. But using the numbers every day, even if you use one of them a day, can make a big difference. I know for me, it's a new beginning every day. A harsh thing can happen, and a new beginning can happen. And one happened for me today. So Goddess bless everyone. We'll see you next time on the Goddess Emerges, where we merge together and merge better.
Thank you for listening to the Goddess Emergence Show with Dr. Brie Gibbs. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 2 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to experience Spiritual Pathway that addresses your physical health, emotional frequency, mental clarity, and spiritual well-being, all in perfect harmony. This isn't just an ideal. It is the comprehensive nature of the Goddess Emergence Show with Dr. Brie, a spiritual leader, healer, and trance medium who, alongside the Goddess Bell and the Creator, offer messages from the masters never shared or released on the planet. Beyond the show, Dr. Brie offers individual and group sessions at drbriegibbs.com. That's drbriegibbs.com. We hope to see you next time.